Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Satnam Vaheguru 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 Satnam Vaheguru. 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 Satnam मनोबुद्ध्यहङ्कार चित्तानि नाहम् न च श्रोत्रजीवे न च घ्राणनेत्रे न च व्योमभूमिर्न तेजो न वायु चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न च प्राणसंज्ञो न वै पञ्चवायुः न वा सप्तधातुर्न वा पञ्चकोश न वा पाणिपादम् न चोपस्थपायुः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न मे द्वेषरागौ न मे लोभमोहौ मदो नैव मे नैव मात्सर्यभावः न धर्मो न चार्थो न कामो न मोक्षः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न पुण्यं न पापं न सौख्यं न दुःखम् न मन्त्रो न तीर्थम् न वेदा न यज्ञः अहं भोजनं नैव भोज्यं दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् न मे मृत्युशङ्का न मे जातिभेदः पिता नैव मे नैव माता न जन्म न बन्धुर्न मित्रम् गुरुर्नैव शिष्यः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् अहं निर्विकल्पो निराकाररूपो विभूत्याच सर्वत्र सर्वेन्द्रियाणाम् न च सङ्गतं नैव मुक्तिर्न मेयः चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् चिदानन्दरूपः शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम् शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्
Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Mujiji ki Jai. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is the day I get to relax. For those of you who don't know, we have this uh, new thing that we started doing every Friday, which is that it is the Satsang with the Sangha. We're calling it the TGIF Satsang. Where it is the Sangha members who share either spontaneously or answer some questions. Sometimes I enjoy just pretending to be a questioner and I'll ask a question or two. And it's been very beautiful because I feel the entire Sangha has enjoyed very much seeing the spontaneous sharing which is arising from all of you. And also you're finding out that which is so often said in Satsang, that the Sadguru is really within. So although this might seem like a fun exercise or something like this, actually the feeling is to introduce you to your own Sadguru which is present within. Whether you accept it or not, whether you realize it yet or not, you will see that the same voice, which can speak through this instrument, also is present right there within you. And the words that it uses, the expression that it might have, could be a little different. That's completely fine. But the Sadguru within is always pointing to that which needs no words, which needs no expression. And as long as you stay true to this direct seeing, to the intuitive voice, then the content of the words will take care of itself. There is truly nothing that you have to do. Also, I feel it's very good for all of you because sometimes there can be this fear of speaking to everyone, speaking on camera, speaking on broadcast. This kind of fears can be there. You see? And sometimes the body can also seem like it's very constricted and it's nervous or something. But all of that is fine. All of that is fine, and actually, it doesn't matter. What is happening with the body in the process really doesn't matter. Just like this, with no worry about the accuracy and the potency of the words, just allow whatever is present in your heart to reveal itself, to share on its own. That's the entire feeling, and not to take it very seriously, just playfully, naturally. Let's see whatever arises is good. You know what I've also seen is that Monday to Thursday, everyone says yes, the Friday thing is a great idea. But when it comes to Friday morning, okay, now it's your turn to speak. Is it really such a good idea? I know that little bit of fear can come. It's okay. Yes, see, Dogen also says last Friday was very refreshing to hear different expressions of the same truth. It's very good. So who wants to go first? Anyone in the hangout or here? Yeah, very good. Petri is coming first.
Maybe I'd like to talk about this constant asking of the questions over and over again, because here it's felt so clearly that the most potent thing is to go directly and question the questioner, because it feels like this one who is always asking questions won't be satisfied with the answer. Doesn't matter how beautiful it just lead to another answer, another
Check whether they
question.
can hear you. Just check whether they can hear.
Can you hear?
Do you want to take it
Yeah,
closer?
yeah. Will only be leading to more questions. That it will find this one who's hungry for this knowledge. I think this is the only thing there. This hunger for knowledge and understanding everything. This thing that comes from the mind. This will never end itself in that way. Like Bhagavan says so nicely, the policeman, thief. It will never be able to hand himself in, because
Was
it
that
doesn't even
happened?
exist.
I heard the word, I don't remember it right now. What is it? The policeman?
Thief.
Yeah.
The policeman who is no, the thief policeman. That's right.
Say again.
The policeman thief. No. The policeman who's actually the thief looking for himself.
Ah, the policeman is the thief itself. Yeah.
Right.
Would you say that there is any difference between this sort of mental questioning all the time and the self-inquiry? What would you say is the difference between the two?
Uh, in self-inquiry, we are not waiting for any answers. We are waiting for the direct experience. And also, even if it's this kind of more light kind of contemplation, it is completely fine, as long as it doesn't lead to any kind of suffering or more mental noise, because it's not supposed to be a mental thing, and that this is one thing that mind will never understand. So, to go beyond the mind, it's not possible to do in the realm of the mind. This is the question, the questioner. This is, cannot address enough this thing.
Question the questioner.
Finish Satsang. The questions.
And it's not like, and it doesn't mean that there should not be questions, so there's something wrong with asking the questions. But so many times you hear the same ones asking the apparent different question that is always the same question over and over again, and doesn't have that integrity, the love for truth or something like this.
It's just a habit to
just to want another answer. Like you ask any question, and it's not more important than to ask like something. How was this bottle made? How was the process? And it's complete nonsense. Then you get the answer, and okay, nice. In 5 minutes, what about this? What is that about? Who wants to know these things?
Someone has a question for him?
We just have a comment.
He's courageous.
Thinking about the same thing, actually spot on. I feel every time a question comes up, it's an outward hope, irrespective of what the question is. But when you truly get the answer, you're in the same place. No matter what the question is. Just acknowledging that place. And I feel desire is also not the same. Desire is saturated also. Come back to the same place. So just acknowledge that place. When the question comes, the answer comes back. We ignore place when the question is answered where we are at. That's where we are going out from every time. As an initial step. And then from there, see what's adopt yourself.
Yeah.
Who wants to go next?
Who wants to go next? There's no. Jaya?
Please because the laptop and talking on
Yeah.
it. So we want to come a bit closer. Yeah.
Some of you, I know that the first language is not English, so don't worry about that.
If I'll translate it.
Yeah. Translate it.
Instead of you can pull a little bit closer.
Closer?
Yeah, because I can't really hear that.
Enough time. Take your time. No worries.
You want me to share something or you want to ask me?
What do you want?
Maybe ask me something. Ask me.
Ask me. You know, you've been in Satsang so long. Once you know this, the truth which is being pointed to you, then what is the point of coming to Satsang? Speak from your own truth. Why does one come to Satsang?
For so long, this sense of person was been here, and it's some kind of force of gravity that is still some way working. And coming to Satsang is just a reminder that that is not true. And seems that takes some time from this point of view, but it's that complete trust that just an appearance that is dissolving.
Can you actually see it closer? Like just like pull it, yeah, just pull it closer.
Pretty softly. How did you decide to come into Satsang here in Bangalore? You were the first one.
Actually, it's one of the things that I didn't choose or decide. Something makes me here. It was very clear that is that only that way. A lot of fear was in this time, but not sure for that. And you try me for your compassion and love, and just suddenly appear here. I don't know.
And what do you find has changed for you after the time you've been in Satsang?
I suffer at least 80% less. A lot of big identification was there, and now just sometimes they are a bit different from that.
You want to ask her something? Something else you want to add?
Okay.
Is the volume on that on?
It wasn't all the way up.
Who's going next?
Someone in the hangout?
Someone in the hangout or here? And it can be very simple like this. I liked actually, although I very often I say throw the thermometer away, I enjoyed to hear that I suffer 80% less. It was very exact number. It's very good. Because we can see how it was before we came into Satsang and what all things we were identified with and the concepts and ideas. Now you see, it's all gone. So if I think back before 2009, for example, I can work a little hard to try and remember what were the things which I believed about myself. What are these concepts I carried? All the specialness and arrogance and false humility, all of these things. Just coming to satsang actually dissolves so much of this conditioning, identification. Who's next? Then otherwise we'll go in order one by one.
I'll go now.
Please come, my dear.
Okay. Stop now. Let's see. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. What's been coming up for me and what I've been so grateful for is the unassociated one. And like I have so much stuff that if I was to associate, I'd probably go crazy. But it's like I feel so like I can't even tell you guys like because when I came to Satsang, I was suffering so much, and I used humor to get myself through it all. And then when the humor didn't work, you know, and I really had to face my stuff and look at, you know, just all my stuff. And it's just been so beautiful to really just by mostly listening. You know, I haven't been too much on the forefront, but just kind of sitting back and listening and watching and like the lady that was just up, I don't know her name, but like that's how I feel. I feel, you know, people go like, why do you go to satsang? You know, like number one thing for me is satsang, and I don't have to explain it to anybody. But if anyhow, it's just been so important in my life, and it's been really my lifesaver. And you know, I've studied some Buddhism and some New Thought stuff, and when I came to satsang, it's like everything was on fire, you know, and I was really, really scared. And so I had used a lot of, and I still, like, I see where my coping mechanism was humor, you know, and, you know, I just wanted to be the quiet one in the back seat, you know, and it didn't look that way. It was, like, totally the opposite, and I was, like, angry and just really like, whoa, this is weird, and like, what's, you know, just watching it all, but I feel unaffected by, or like untouched by it, and people sometimes just think like, I know they just look at me and think, what? How can you? I'm just not. I don't know. I just can't explain it to anybody, and so I just wanted to talk about the unassociated, like that's. I feel like it's a gift, like it's not or grace, because I don't know what happened, but it's like fear comes up or stuff comes up really strong with Muji or with you or with the Sangha, and because I'm different or whatever, and I just stand in my love and my peace. And sometimes I want to run away, you know, because that's what I did my whole life is I ran away, you know, whether it was to drugs or whatever, I just would run away. And so to have a place where I see the same faces, you know, and they keep showing up, you know, the same faces keep showing up. And so I just wanted to talk about showing up for satsang and how much it's changed my life, no matter what's going on. It's like just show up, and maybe not in sometimes in rare form or whatever, but I really appreciate the India Sangha too, and you guys are just really inspirational to me, and I'm just really grateful for you guys. And I know sometimes I'm a little wacky, but my trauma and stuff, I just was going through so much, so not to do, you know, and I'm finally going to go get some somatic healing because a lot of my trauma, I can't see it, or I just said, like, why am I going to go talk to somebody about something that I don't remember? There's nothing there. It's just empty. I just feel like like the universe is my counselor or my therapist. Like satsang is my therapy. Like, and sometimes it's so powerful and it's paralyzed me sometimes. And but anyhow, I just wanted to say that I really feel grateful for everybody who is brave to come out here and be filmed. You know, I can anytime go on YouTube and watch you guys. I mean, that takes such courage, to just to show up here. And you guys have taught me so much, and I really appreciate your patience, everyone. And and I'm so, I just I'm just really grateful for you. And sometimes I might not show it or it might act really wacky, but I just have so much going on that I was freaking out, And with Amba and all the women, I really need my sisters right now. I really need my sisters. And I've had a lot of, even when I was younger, I always did man jobs before. I always worked I was a service writer, and I always worked with men. And so I just really, just really want to reach out to the women in Satsang, and I would appreciate your support. So, thank you.
Thank you, Nadia. Very beautiful. Okay. Yeah, I see David next to her, so maybe David can come. I'm sure some very beautiful presence or expressions will arise from him, and I know they have been arising, and very beautifully he's sharing his light now. I'm very happy to hear this. And no pressure, okay? That was not meant to pressurize. Okay. Very beautiful. Oops.
I guess you were hoping for some words. Sometimes there isn't any.
Don't hear you that well, my dear.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Just a little bit better. Maybe if you could just keep that mic closer to you. Yeah.
Like this.
This is good. Yeah. This is. Yeah.
Okay. You know, when you called my name, there was this sense of constriction, but there was no need to do anything with that. And there was no sense that I had to say or do anything, even though you'd asked. And it was okay just to be silent. And it was okay just to be with whatever was appearing. No one was there to jump in and say, we expected some words from you. Come on, speak. I thought it was interesting. I like the question, you know, why, if there's no questions, why do you come to satsang? Because here there tends to be no questions that seem real or genuine to be asked. There's nothing coming here, questions to be asked. There's just a love to be in this presence. There's actually a love to speak about this presence, to speak from this presence. And love to rest in this, in silence. I think before Satsang there was one that would claim that that's me. I know this. I know I'm awareness. I know I'm consciousness. I'm free, the free person. And somehow that in Satsang with you, Father, that kind of dissolved. That was seen clearly. That even that was a story of the awakened one, the free one. There's such love here. There's such love. I'm so happy to be with you here. Priya brought me back some beads from the retreat, and she said that you bless them and I wear them. And she brought me back a piece of Arunachala, and we have that in our Sangha on Mondays. We pass it around, and I talk about Ramana and how he was drawn to that mountain, and the silence. And this silence is what's most valuable. To see the one that's grasping, to understand from here, that's grasping for mental understanding. That's grasping to be approved of. In that silence, it can be seen as nothing. The story can be seen as nothing. Sorry. So even this sense of I'm not there yet. This story still plays for me. I see that comes for some people, because that story's playing for me, and so the me's come back in. It's not been seen. So there's this sense for some, I'm not there yet. But the story can still play. It's just seen that there's no me that it plays for. Not in the sense that there was before. There's no one choosing any of these words. There really is no me that is selecting anything. The words just come. So there's no one that can be blamed or can claim any of it. Love you.
So beautiful. Love you so much, my dear. Someone from here? Can you say something?
Just exposing something, not a question, not a.
They won't be able to hear. Shall I mute this and you unmute too? Unmute this one.
So, what is happening here is I'm aware is not equal to I'm awareness. When I hear that you are awareness, or when I try to tell myself that I'm awareness, it feels false somewhere. It doesn't feel real in my body or in myself. And anything that requires more convincing is somehow not right. It has to be natural. And I see that most people don't seem to be having a problem with this because I'm aware to awareness. People are able to bridge that gap easily, but I'm just not able. And the mind, of course, when I read these really beautiful messages on heart altar, that's my favorite place to go. I'm like, see, you're nowhere there, you know. It says all these experiences, all these people are having, you don't have any of those. So it says, I said it, you know it, it's not true. So I just wanted to bring it up.
The question is that the sense I am aware is not translating to the natural understanding that I am awareness itself. Who wants to answer? If Shivam can speak, maybe if his mic is working and he's not at work, and his boss is not there. And we can unmute Omkar also, he's joining.
Of course.
Just repeat the question first, I want to understand.
She's saying she you know that you are aware, but you know that you are not awareness. Is that right?
It doesn't feel like the sense that I am aware means that I am awareness.
I don't have an answer. The only alternative that I can suggest is just leave that and just take the feeling of I. You can feel I, right? And just follow that. I feel at some point if you follow it deep enough, it turns around as awareness, at least from my personal experience. And then you ask, after that happens, if you ask, it's obvious that you are the same. Always I feel it may be a mental thing. Just take a different approach. One way is who am I, the other way is just keep saying, I think this is Robert Adams' thing, I. You keep saying I to evoke a feeling of I, and then you follow it deep enough, I feel it turns around and then it becomes, oh, I don't know, that's the only thing.
Anyone else wants to answer also? Anyone in the hangout wants to answer this question?
There's some words.
Yes, yes.
That would be So, when you ask yourself the question, am I aware now? You get the sense you are aware. This is clear. But then, what is the next thing? Comes a thought that says, but I'm not this. I'm not this yet, or something.
No, when yes, you're aware, and that means you are awareness, and that inference is made every time. And then I can follow till I'm aware, but our awareness itself, somewhere it doesn't feel true completely.
Okay.
It's like, yes, somewhere maybe it's a mental concept that
Yeah.
I'm aware, but not really aware.
Okay.
I'm awareness.
Yeah. Because I feel talked with many people about this, and like we keep confirming these things. Like the pointing is so simple. Are you aware? And yes. But then you catch the next thought that says, but I'm not there yet, or something. I cannot be this. This is too simple, or something. And I feel this is the only thing that happens. Nothing else. So, I don't know if that helps at all, but it's just like it's each moment. You just go and ask yourself this question. And don't take the answer that mind comes from. Take the sense or just this knowingness. It's not that your mind should confirm, okay, yeah, this feeling tells me that now I'm awareness or something. It's nothing like that. It's just this.
Shares. Once again, warm here. Unless you want to come back.
No, either way is fine.
I have this switch. So there was quite a lot of struggle here with that. And, what? Okay. So the same question, like, am I aware that I'm also aware of? And Father would, like, I would keep troubling Father with this, and the mental noise would be just too much, and some kind of like mostly here there was like some phenomenal confirmation has to come. It felt like that, but it was just doing its job. Like every time I questioned, am I aware? Something didn't feel right. Something just didn't feel right. Like I didn't feel like I'm awareness, so that I was expecting a feeling or something of that sort. But from my experience, I just saw that it was doing something automatically every time you check. It's not like clear immediately. Probably took me like a couple of years. I don't really know. And then just one day it was very clear that I am this knowing. Everything is that. So it's, sometimes it takes, and it felt like for everybody it was so clear. And I've been in satsang for so long, and the beingness is very clear because it's phenomenal. But awareness, we're so used to phenomena that sometimes it feels like, how can I not be phenomenal that way? The mind would come like that, but then just stay with it because it will not probably immediately, it just works differently for everybody. For some, it's just so obvious. The mind here can get very tricky. Like, just stay with it. It's just doing its job, whatever it's doing.
I feel I want to say something on this also, because I feel this is really the crux of what is being spoken of here. So let's deconstruct it totally. So initially the whole feeling is that I'm aware of computer, I'm aware of others, I'm aware of the world, aware of thoughts, feelings, emotions. The off part has a lot of prominence. It gets all our attention, it gets all our belief in terms of what the off is. So, but we see that, okay, if you were to keep the off aside for some time, it can still arise. I'm not saying the appearance should stop. That is the meaning of keeping it aside. I'm saying if we focus more on the first part, which is I am aware. So the off is still there, but our focus is not going on it. We're saying the words I am aware. That means that I know that there is something called aware. If you say I am walking, I am talking, we know what walking is, we know what talking is. So in the same way we say I am aware. But if, when asked to check, what is this aware? So we can say I am aware of whatever, and then it seems very natural, yeah, I'm naturally aware of these things. The question then switches to what is this aware that you're talking about? It's as simple as looking at that. Just in the same way that I know I am walking, I am talking, I am looking, I am speaking. So we know what those terms mean. But somewhere prior to that, we also know what aware means. But we never looked at that. What is that aware? So when you say I am aware, I know that I am aware. But what is this aware?
Without the data?
Without the content, yes, without the data.
Yeah,
Mhm. So very naturally right now you can say I'm aware that these words are being heard, isn't it? So far we've focused on the words which are being heard, or the silence where no words are there. So we focused on the content of it. We did not focused on this aware. I'm aware because it seems so natural to be aware, because we have always been. Has there been a moment where we have not been aware?
sleep.
Yes, but sleep, how do you know that there's something called sleep? Also, we know that there is something called sleep. That's why I say that if we did not know of sleep, then we would just feel like a time lapse happened suddenly. It was night and now it's morning. But no, it's not that. You say, I went to sleep and now I woke up. Mhm. So who's aware that you slept?
So when you become unconscious for a short while, people have that.
Yes.
They lose awareness then?
Yeah. Not really. It can remain very subtle. You see, it can be very subtle, and what happens is because there is really no time and space whatsoever, so they seem like just instantly. But just stay with this. So there's someone. So you could have your eyes closed right now. You see, and others around you will not be able to tell whether you're sleeping or not. You see, but you know I went to sleep or I didn't go to sleep, isn't it? So you are aware even of sleep state. There is something called sleep where there is nothing. Not even I am. Who knows this? You know. Nobody has to tell you you were not there. So there is awareness even that of that. So this awareness has been constant. Then coming directly to your question, which was yes, I know I am aware. So this I that knows it is aware is what?
awareness.
No, not mentally. What do you see? I know you sometimes knowing the right answer gets in the way. So right now, if you were to check, I'm aware. Who is aware? Who knows this? Who is that I? And is it any different from the awareness itself which it knows? You with me? Is the I that knows of awareness different from the awareness itself?
Feels different.
Okay, so check the I that knows it is aware. In what way does it feel different? And at what distance is it from awareness?
Feels awareness is
Tell me how it feels like that. Is it just a picture, a visual of awareness that you have? If something is far away, that means it's subject to space and time. What do you mean by far away?
it feels distant or larger than I.
Okay, and who sees this? Is that also far away? That which sees that awareness is distant and larger than me, who sees that? Is that also far? Where is that one?
It's the I.
It's the I. So is that which is seen awareness, or the seeing itself is awareness? Or let's put it simpler, is the I which is seen, is that awareness, or is that which is seen awareness?
Say it again.
Yeah?
Say it again.
See. You say that I see that awareness seems to be far away, it feels like it is far. You see? Then I said, who sees this? You say it is the I. So is this seeing awareness, or is that which is seen and feels like it is far, is that awareness?
This is the limited awareness, that is the real awareness. The universal awareness.
Okay, how is this seeing right now limited by what?
Limited by the sensory input, the database.
How is it limited? Can you find the limits of it? So if eyes are closed, senses are closed, is it not aware of no phenomena? If you close your eyes, the awareness is still the same, isn't it? Only the content has vanished. There is no awareness at a distance. It is just a visual, just an idea. So when we say universal awareness, as you come more and more into the direct seeing of the seeing itself, you will find it has no limits. So now we can see. Something will say, yes, I'll take this as homework.
Yes. Yes.
Isn't it? You're getting that sense, yes. I've got something to chew on now. No, now we are seeing. So right now, all this of the content is clear, is seen. Content could be any of this, either external or seemingly internal. Even our presence is seen. And I know that this seeing is here. Nobody else knows. I know. So this I is the seeing itself, is my submission to you to check. So the seeing itself, at what distance am I from it? And you know what I mean by seeing. I'm not now talking about the phenomenal seeing, I'm talking about the awareness or the knowingness.
It's right there. It's right
Right there. Is there any I which is separate from this? Can you separate awareness from yourself and show me? You can?
Mind comes up and says, all
Also seen, whatever the mind is saying is also seen just another appearance. So let it just remain as an appearance. You stay with your direct experience. Don't rely on this one to be the teacher at all. Because you have one chair in front of you. Either I can sit on it or the mind can sit on it. So you let me sit for a while. Okay. So what I am pointing to is that which is aware of all of this phenomenal experience. This awareness, at what distance is it from you? There is no distance. Can you keep it aside from you? Can you separate awareness from yourself? Try to do it.
Sometimes it happens just like that.
No, now, try to do it now. Push it aside. See if you can. Because the sense is there that it goes away, you see. But it's just imagined like that. Even the going away, who is aware of? Must be you as awareness. To say that something is coming, it stays and it goes, there must be something which is aware of it, isn't it? So if awareness went, then who would be aware of it? So the mind only comes with visuals of awareness and saying, now it is closed, now see it went far like that. But who is aware of that? Who is seeing? Who is the seeing itself actually? That's why my master says there is no seer, there is only the seeing. So then, coming back to your question, it was, I am aware. And this I is what? That can be aware.
When I stay with that eye, it expands without boundary. That much I know.
And when you don't stay with it, is it limited?
Yes. Actually,
Yes,
generally,
yes. So don't stay with it now and show me how you limited it. So this awareness actually has no qualities and no attributes. So even the term limited or unlimited does not apply to it. It is prior to time and space. Time and space come after the birth of being. When the sense I am is there, then the sense of time and space comes. So limits or no limits apply only after that. This pure witnessing. So that's why I say you ask, when I ask you, are you aware now? And you confirm yes. What is seen?
there's a sense of awareness.
There is a sense of awareness. This sense of awareness, how is it limited? Can it even be defined in spatial terms? Stay with your seeing, don't give it to the mind. You see, so when I say, are you aware now? Yes. And that which was seen, was that limited in any way?
Limited in data, limited in content.
Yes, but then that is the off part. You see, but aware of, we're talking about the aware part. It isn't. So off part seems limited because our attention is limited. Awareness is unlimited, but attention is limited. That's why you have kids, I have kids. If both are talking at the same time and saying, Pa, 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 I want this, I want this, then it gets confusing, it gets tiring also because attention is limited. Mhm. But that which is aware, even that attention is limited, that is not limited. This awareness, which knows that attention is limited, that is not limited. So it can be that attention gets confused for awareness. So then it can seem like when I'm day to day, then it seems so limited because it's attention. And when I'm meditating or something, then it's just open. Because attention is coming back to its source, which is awareness itself. You see, so it can seem like, oh, it's so unlimited. Only change happening for attention, not to awareness. So that which is aware of limits and no limits, that itself you must see and see whether it has any limits, whether these terms even apply to that. So now if I ask you, are you aware now? Yes. The yes comes, but nothing was seen phenomenally to confirm it. See? So what is seen phenomenally is the off part. I'm aware of, but the term aware, was there any phenomena seen to confirm the term aware? This is the knowingness itself. And this does not go. And the I that is aware, is it separate from this awareness itself? I know these words can be the most confusing for the mind, you see, but naturally for you it's getting clear now. Is there anything else except awareness which can be aware? So if it is only awareness which can be aware, therefore when you say I am aware, therefore what you're saying is awareness is aware. So if we expect that the sense of I am will now become awareness, it is made up of awareness. But the mind can say I am awareness would mean that I amness is now only awareness. Not like that, not to fall into these kind of mental things. Just check. I say I am aware. What besides awareness is aware? Only awareness is aware. Therefore, this we can say awareness is aware. Therefore, I am aware. Because I am aware. So when you come to this point that I am aware, you're like, if you have to put some sense of distance into it, we're like this close. Okay? Because that which can say I am aware is only awareness and nothing else. So then in that case, the I can very easily be replaced by awareness. So the instant you say I am aware, when you're already speaking as awareness. Okay, before we go, sorry I spoiled everyone's sharing today, but I feel that this is what the whole point of satsang is. And if someone is at that point of this question, which I really enjoy, that I looked and I checked, am I aware now? And I can say I am aware, but that I am awareness is still not clear. So I cannot let that question just go. There are two questions here which the rest of the Sangha can answer. And if you feel like it's not enough, then I can also look at them. So first, who will take Nibbler's question? You can all see the questions in the hangout also. You have to be on YouTube chat.
I can post them.
Okay. Anandi will post it in the hangout as well. Okay, someone take question one quick. Just come, unmute your mic and start speaking.
Father,
Very good, my dear. Please, yeah, go ahead.
I don't have an answer. But you said to unmute my mic, so I did.
Okay, so just all you do is read the question and see what comes in response, and we'll see what happens.
That's my dog.
He needs your attention.
No, she just is sleeping, so she woke up and made some sounds.
Okay, so let me read the question out loud. The question is, Ananta, what about Ramana and his talk about heart? Like heart is in the chest area, like I point to myself by finger. So this heart being in the chest area, in fact, was, if you read Maharaj and Bhagwan both, then you'll hear Maharaj sometimes say that my only argument with Bhagwan would have been about this heart or the sense I am being in the chest area. You see? So Maharaj said like that because Maharaj felt the sense I am is everywhere. So why say heart? And yet, when the same question was also taken to Bhagwan, and someone said about this, he said that, when this heart it hits you, then you know. So that those who argue with that argue, but when you experience or taste this amness in the heart, then it's undeniable.
So I can say that very recently there's been a curiosity about this sense I am as it rises in the body. And somehow I couldn't really ask the question before. Or even if I asked the question, what is this I am? It felt like maybe just a sense that I exist, but then, and that felt true. But more recently, it's felt as though this feeling of I am the person, the sensation of I am me, it's so strange. It almost feels like there's like a tube or something somewhere here in my chest, and that feels like perhaps there was a moment that this me came into birth, that before this me came into birth there was just this undivided this. Whereas this doesn't have any limits at all. And it's funny because it is as though we say I am is phenomenal, but
This awareness is I am. It's what I am. So it's almost like I am can dance in these places or something. And what I also know is that when this love arises in front of me, there's almost always this sense of like the heart. What I know is the heart just feels like it's exploding, or and I really don't know anything about it or what's happening or what it means. And it's almost this not knowing about it that is the most magical bit.
Very beautiful, Nadia. Just to add on to what you were saying earlier, because first time I'm seeing this name Nibbler, Nibbler and Satsang, so I feel I should also look at the question, which is, what is the meaning of this heart? So when Bhagavan said the heart, what was he implying? What is he really implying? So when I ask you, can you stop being now? Can you stop being? Then this sense of presence becomes very clear. I cannot stop being because I am. I just am. And the waking state is the product of this amness itself. But that's okay, we'll come there later. This sense that I am, I exist, the presence, not the thought that I am, not a concept that I exist, but just the presence I am. And we are not using a thought to be, we're not using a concept to exist. This being just is. This I amness is consciousness. It is said that God said, I am that I am. This I am is what is being referred to. And in asking the question, can you stop being? It becomes clear that no, being is just here, it cannot be stopped. Now, for most, and we've actually surveyed this, I used to ask many when Satsang started here, for most it can seem like the sense I am arises from the heart, not the physical organ, the heart, but it can seem to be that the center of this I amness is the heart region. And that is exactly what Bhagavan said as well. That he is not referring to the physical organ, the heart, but it can seem like the sense I am is sprouting out from this heart center. And most say that this is how it is for me also. The heart seems to be the source of this consciousness. But there are some who also say that I don't find this. I find amness everywhere, throughout. You see? So it doesn't seem like it's a center at all. It's equally everywhere. I cannot find a source. It doesn't seem like there's a localized point of consciousness from which it arises. But either is fine. The point is that although it might seem like it is a physical center, if you were to really look at the sense I am and find that it is only the mind that is painting the boundaries for it, for being. So it is using the sensations from the body and some visualization of the boundary of the body to give us this idea that it is within the body. But actually what is found is that all of the sensation and the visuals are appearing within this I amness. In fact, everything, all the sounds, all perception, outward and seemingly inward, are within this I amness. So this heart, when it is spoken, actually when it is checked directly, you find that it's not the heart of the body, but actually it can seem like it is the heart of the universe itself. But whether or not you have this sensation that it's sprouting from this localized area, this point of light, or it is equi-distributed throughout, and I can find no center, it actually makes no difference. As long as you recognize this space of amness, the space of being, as the infinite within which this entire universe is appearing, then it doesn't matter whether the source seems like this to you or it doesn't seem like it has a source at all. You see? But when Bhagavan referred to heart, he was referring to this consciousness itself. So the heart, in his way, he would call it the I, which we call the I am. And that which he called I is what we also call I, which is awareness itself, within which the I or the I am is born. I hope this helps on the question. Thank you, Shakti, my dear. Very beautiful, beautiful. And the second question also we had a question which was from Jogan, who said, I cannot separate awareness from me. There is not distance. But where is God? Awareness within me is aware. Who will take this one? Maybe Omkar can look at this question.
Okay. So, where is God? First of all, we'll have to look at our definition of God. And in most of the, if we've been in spirituality for a long time, then we've definitely come to the point where we've started our search as God being someone outside of us to God being within. So we start from this point where God is within. So if God is within, then what is the definition of God as well? Is he or she, whatever it is, there's no quality actually. God is also known as the qualityless one. So that which is qualityless and that which is omnipresent, out of time and space, and not limited by appearances, and basically, so if you look at the definition of God, it will match with the definition of awareness itself. If we, even from the Sikh background, there's the Mool Mantar, Ek Oankar, Satnam, Kartapurkh, Nirpo, Nirvair. These are all the definitions they're trying to give of God, but they all have to be, they are negative definitions, means they did not say it is that, they said it is not this, not fear, not enmity, not, so there's just that oneness. So that oneness is not separate from what you are. And the question here where it says awareness within me is aware, there's an assumption that there is a you and there is an awareness that is inside you. But actually, what is the actual experience, if you just look right now within your own experience, is that you are aware, right? And even let's say you say I am aware of awareness, that would be, where would that awareness that you are aware of be? I mean, there's still that something, if you want to call it a thing, there's still that something that's aware of what you would call awareness. So we are not going to look at, like what Father said previously, we're not going to look at the off. We're just going to look at the where you're looking from. And where you're looking from, is that separate from awareness? You know, so if you're looking at it, then that awareness itself, that is that which is aware, does it have any limitations? You know, that which is aware, where does it start and where does it end? And we're not talking about a mental definition of, and you're suddenly thinking that that which is aware, so what quality and all that. That which is aware is you. You're aware right now. You're hearing these words. You are seeing the computer screen. You are hearing these words. So that is what we're talking to, not the mind that will come up with certain definitions. We're talking to that within you which is present right now. That presence itself, what are its limits? So now if you look at the definitions you had of God and the experience you have of this awareness right now, it's a match. So awareness itself is God, would be what the conclusion would come to. That's what I feel anyways.
Very beautiful, very beautiful. She had a follow-up to this, which was, why don't I feel this oneness?
Me again?
Just to on to what you said, can you also clarify for her, why don't I feel this oneness then?
Okay. Your question is, you do not feel the oneness. And the thing is that if there's going to be a you to feel the oneness, where there's still somehow grasping this, there's still a definition that the mind is coming up with, telling you that you have to be there to experience the oneness. But then that would actually create a mental duality, where there's a you to experience the oneness. This awareness itself that we talked about in the previous question, the one that you are, that's hearing this, the one that's aware right now, is there any other for this one? And if there is no other for this one, because everything else is just an appearance, the awareness is there, what you are, the one that's aware of everything, this experience of presence itself, is it, and everything is appearing within it, but everything is appearing in it from it, so it's not separate from it, right? So there is what you are is already one. So you cannot experience a oneness separate from the one that's already experiencing. The one that's already experiencing is the oneness you're looking for. And it's not but the mind will continue to create a mental concept of what oneness would look like or what oneness would feel like, because the mind only knows this language of duality. But you, as you are already experiencing the oneness. It's that one that is experiencing everything, and there's no separation there.
So beautiful, very good. Very good. Okay, we're almost at 1 o'clock. So this 90 seconds is longer. But I
Namaste,
want,
Father. I'm sorry.
you can come, my dear.
Please finish what you were saying, Father. I thought.
No, it's good, it's good. I want to hear you, this is good.
So, when the satsang started today, the feeling was more like how I had in a Viva, back in college. I did not have answers then, I do not have answers now. Then because I did not read, now because I don't have words or language to speak of this, Father. It's beyond all the vocabulary, it's beyond all the, even before the languages were born, this was here. So how can I even put it in these mere words, Father? So I have this question for you and the Sangha, more on the phenomenal realm. I don't know whether it's just me or again this is some mere trick of the mind, but there seems to be issues with the memory now, Father. I Lots of funny things are happening. I go to eat breakfast, leave my bike there, come without paying the bills, go back and clear the bills, get my bike. So forget to eat lunch. I eat if I'm hungry, but there's no memory that okay, it's 12 o'clock, I have to eat my lunch. So like serious problems with the memory are coming up. Uh, there are some issues and complaints at the workplace as well because of the memory now. So it's all blank for me. If you ask me why is it happening, it's all blank. It's nice this way to be blank. I can sit staring at a wall for hours now, not thinking, just looking at the wall. There's no mind processing, so memory it's a relapse. Unless like I think, okay, what do I need to do? There is some effort and all. So, did that happen with you or anybody here, or is it just me, Father?
I was just going to say Anandi can answer, but she just. So it's okay, she'll come back. Yeah, so for many months actually, after I met Guruji for the first time, it was just like this. I could just sit and, like you were saying, watch the paint dry. If it was already completely dried, also no problem. You could just look, just like that, just nothing. You were just sitting. And around me, then, like Guruji also says, many, my family started feeling, are you depressed or something? Is there something bothering you? Aren't you as, because what happened is just before I met Guruji, we had done this very large conference with lots of activity, lots of people that came, and that was the excuse I used to go to Thiru in the first place. That too much activity has happened, and now I want to go to Thiru. So everyone said yes, some rest will be good for you. So, so when I came back, it all just became so quiet and still for a few months. There was no sense of memory, having to do something. Still, small things were happening, but it was not like coming from a space of ambition or remembering to do something. It was just flowing like this. And also, what I noticed was that thought activity reduced to a great extent. Although I rarely say that because then it becomes an expectation. But it was just so quiet, you know. And like you were saying, forget to eat lunch. So then after a point, there would be some hunger in the body, and the thought would come, the body is hungry, and then then it would move towards some food or something like this. So yes. This is my experience also that this reliance on memory, the reliance on the mind, as it is dropping, then it can seem like what's happening. But I found that that which is taking care of this movement, of this dissolution, also takes care of this life. And I truly cannot tell you one thing that got totally messed up because of this. See, I'm not able to say, maybe for fun we can say one or two things like that, but truly something that had a real impact on the life, phenomenal life also, I cannot find. Because I find that grace takes care of everything very beautifully. So not to have any fear about it, in fact, it's very beautiful. And you'll find the freshness and everything available to you moment to moment. This intuitive knowledge is qualitatively much more even you have to say intelligent than something that the mind could ever say to us. You see? And as we are losing these reliance on these faculties, I'm not saying that something unnatural will happen to your memory. Just naturally we come to this point where just they start getting used in the way they can be naturally used. You see? So just like I come and sit at the table, then there's a sense, oh, I can find the Hangout link if I go to my Facebook. You see, so memory can be used just like this, not in a feverish way that I must do this, what did I have to do, I'm forgetting, what is my plan for my life or for the day. So very naturally it will continue, and it's nothing to be concerned about. In fact, enjoy it, because it's very burdensome to carry the past in this way. But whatever is needed in the moment will always come to you. And if it doesn't come, just know it was not needed.
Thank you for that.
Also, I was going to ask, so what happened is when you asked the question, first Jayani's video went off, she put the video off, so I couldn't ask her. And then I wanted to ask Anandi, and she just stepped up to go to the loo or something. So any of you want to answer something?
Can I say something quick?
Yes. First Petri can go and then Jayani or Anandi.
Not like that. Just to say one thing about this memory thing. I was supposed to bring Asaf's laptop here, but now I remember I left it in YouTube.
Where did you leave it?
In YouTube, in the restaurant.
Oh.
That's how it happened.
Just now?
Yeah.
So you were supposed to get
I was supposed to play it here, and then now I remember.
So he says he left Azhar's laptop in the restaurant, Udupi restaurant.
I love the gas stove open the Nothing happened. Lucky. I was cooking something.
Actually, in my experience, haven't found too many of these, dangerous sort of things. Like he's saying, I left the gas on, and you left the laptop in the restaurant.
That's happened a lot.
Yeah, you can say something.
I felt like, Father, you answered it so beautifully. I don't know that there's anything really to add, but the memory, I don't know, you can say issue, problem, but really that's been here even before Satsang. So that's always been here, and somehow life has always taken care. I remember, it seemingly worse when I started Satsang, and I would leave the gas on a lot. I know. And at that point, I was living with my mom, and she would usually come in to notice that I left the gas on, and somehow life would always take care, so nothing really dangerous has happened so far. And historically here, there's been this it was almost an obsessiveness, because there was such a pattern of forgetting in my life, and that there was almost an obsessiveness, and like Father was saying, this almost a burden in trying to remember everything I had to do. It really became this real burden, and that's been really dropped. Not just the burden of trying to remember and trusting that whatever needs to come will just come in the moment. And actually, I still have a list of things that are important to practical things. And then even that is just more playful. It's just, I know the day will unfold however it needs to. So.
Can I say something further? Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay, Father? Can you hear me, Father? Can you hear me? No. It's exactly the same here. But it's also seen that memory is just a functioning. Like, it's just a happening. But it's nothing. Nothing is happening. And somehow the person becomes so identified as a character moving through time and space. And when that seemingly starts to be seen through, all is seen as a functioning or a happening. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like how it unfolds here. Memory seems to arise and then fall, appear, and then it's just a happening. And it's just not happening. And actually, whether it's arising or not arising, it doesn't really make a difference. Because this character is so used to living in a linearity of time. But then it's seen there is no time. And everything is just arising and falling continuously, seemingly. But at the same time, nothing's happening. So
She forgot what she's talking about. It was not happening.
it's like the movement happens, but not. And it's not at all understandable. Even memory is such a far out thing, though, Father. If you think about it, that memory, it's amazing that memory can play. It's just It's amazing. It's amazing. And they can seem so real. It's amazing.
And you're sharing very much. Because it will start off with just nothing, it's just nothing. And always, mostly ends up with, it's so amazing. This amazing nothingness. Very good. I enjoy very much. Have to go. Very good, very good. Okay, we are done with time, but I feel like if there are some who have never spoken actually in the hangout or here, you want to share something? This no will not be acceptable next time. No. Home is here also. You can come. So what we do on Fridays is TGIF Satsang. Thank God is what I am saying, because the rest of the Sangha shares something, whatever is coming. So you're here, you want to share something, just whatever is coming.
I just heard yesterday, one of my friend's grandfather has dementia and Alzheimer's together. And while he was sharing that, someone else said their parents also, one of their parents had dementia. They're saying at one phase of that disease, what happens is you forget to even swallow. So it's like you start choking on your own food. And if you're sitting, you don't know that you have to orient yourself, and you've forgotten your safety mechanisms also. It's felt like almost everything is contained in memory.
Whatever is coming up to you, you can share.
I'm happy to be here for a long time.
Yeah? Yeah? You wanted to say something? Okay, we'll take a last question before we end. Nibbler says, if I awareness is omnipresent, why it goes to sleep at night? This, which knows that sleep comes and then sleep goes when what we call the waking state or the dream comes. You see? If awareness was not there, then you would not know that there is something called sleep. That's why I say that the experience is not that suddenly it was night time and now it is daytime and I don't know that there is something called sleep. But the experience is that I went to sleep and there was nothing there. Not even time, not even space. Who knows this? This knowingness itself is present, you see, ever present. So this, in spite of the state, whatever waking, dream, sleep, meditation, turiya states, all this might be possible, but that which knows that this is the state, don't confuse it with the reporting of the state, because the reporting obviously can only happen in the presence of being, in the so-called waking or dream state. But the experience that you went to sleep last night, nobody has to tell you. You know you went to sleep. It is your own direct knowing. So although all phenomenal content is empty, there is nothing phenomenal to report. Even knowing that there was no phenomena is whose knowing? It is this I, this awareness. Even when we say that there is nothing, and I know that there is nothing, therefore the I that knows must be there, you see. But it is no thing. We're so used to thinking of ourselves as something, as phenomena, that when the experience of no thing is there, then it can seem like, oh, this is just nothing. And I know this. These are the true eyes, the unchanging, omnipresent one is this knowingness itself, which is synonymous with awareness itself. And then you say, but when I sleep, there is no reporting. I am like dead. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That the reporting can only happen when phenomena is present. And phenomena is present only in the presence of the primordial phenomena, which is being. You can call it being, or you can call it consciousness, or Atma. The terminology doesn't make a difference. So reporting means phenomenal, and phenomena can only happen in the presence of being. There is no phenomena without being. See, so it's not about the reporting, but to say this. But when I sleep, there is no reporting. I am like dead. You say, I know this. When there is sleep, there is no reporting. I am like dead. You see, so the I that knows this must be there then, isn't it? Otherwise, how would you know this? But you don't exist phenomenally over there. So all phenomena is dead, but the knowingness or the awareness is still the same. Therefore, for awareness, nothing really changed between the sleep state or the waking state. So it is not awareness which goes to sleep. If you want to say, you can say that the sense of being dissolves into awareness where it came from in the first place. What to refer to this sense of being is up to you. You can call it consciousness, you can call it Atma, you can even call it God, depending on the definitions. You see, so like Omkar was saying earlier, our definition of God would be the absolute, which is awareness itself, or we might like to use the biblical definition of God, which is God said, I am that I am. Neither is fine. So it is this sense of being which is coming and going, not in the waking state, but in this seeming switching of states. Apna says she came at the right time. Very good. Thank you, my love. Thank you. Very good. Nitya is also here. Nitya, you want to share something? Amba is okay. I'm muting, so Amba can go first, and then Nitya.
I don't really have anything to say, but I just wanted to say, when I have the opportunity to say thank you to you for encouraging us like all the time to speak. Like since like the very beginning, since you started sharing Satsang, you always have encouraged us to share from our heart. And I feel like probably here anyway, and maybe with lots of other people, we wouldn't really share unless you're like kind of keep on pushing, pushing like this, because what you're pointing to when it's like saying, it's like it seems like there's nothing to say anymore, and I don't want to share anything, or like what's the point, kind of, not in a negative way, but just like there's no need to share anything. But actually it's so like your words and anyone who speaks from truth, it's so beautiful to hear over and over again, and it's like we can never get tired of hearing it. So to hear it, like even the same words just coming from different mouths, is like just beautiful. So I just want to say thank you, and I'm sure it's like a thank you from the whole of the Sangha and anyone who hears like the words of truth coming from anywhere. So thank you.
Thank you, Nitya. Yes, I feel exactly like this. Just like you enjoy the words coming from here, you enjoy this expression of the same truth which all of you are realizing for yourself. Just in the same way, I also enjoy it when it comes from there. Very much.
And I just want to say something else when I'm here. So, like sometimes, like the sense can come. It's just like it's a thought or an idea that I've seen here, and maybe other people have seen it as well. But it's like sometimes it's like why share, because it's like something becomes like so obvious that it's almost like going around and saying, look, we're breathing. Look, I'm taking an in breath, I'm taking an out breath. You know, because it's something so obvious. So it's like, why would I like share something that's so obvious? But when you look closer, like I just said already, it's like you just don't tire of hearing the same thing. So even if it's like, look, we're breathing, it's so amazing. It is so amazing. So why not keep saying it over and over and over and over again? Because we've spoken from like the mind for far too long. So why not speak from the heart instead, even if it is the most obvious thing? So, that's all.
I'm very happy to hear her say this, because with her I've been saying, come on, come on, come on. No. I got a very nice surprise this morning. I woke up, I saw there was a video. Very beautiful. I enjoy very much to hear all of you share. Also, sometimes this fear can come that I'm not expressing so well, and why do I need to speak if my master is speaking? It's very nice because even with Omkar's video yesterday, I know that I'm prodding him also a lot in the last few months. In the last satsang, after that he sent me a message saying, "Okay, I heard you loud and clear now." But I'm happy with that prodding because you see, so many really felt something so beautiful on hearing his video and just seeing his presence. So,
You know what sincere is like most why there's no sense. Like feeling the thought because it doesn't really seem to be hitting like if you thought about it in some that I would start from that's that.
here also it was like this actually, that there was no sense that I would ever share. And then life created all these situations and circumstances which put, put me in that situation. So, they were just coming, his friends were just coming like that to watch the Guruji's DVDs. And then at the end, and he's the one actually who was the first to say that, come on, you must come and be online and figure out a way. He used to tell his friends that help him with the computer and things like this because I have to see him.
नमस्ते फादर। फादर मुझे आपसे कुछ कहना था। मेरा कई दिनों से ना श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी का पाठ करने का मन है, लेकिन मुझे वो पाठ विद मीनिंग करना है। मुझे किसी की हेल्प चाहिए जो मुझे उसके मीनिंग क्लियर कर दे। वो लैंग्वेज थोड़ी सी मुश्किल होने के कारण मुझे समझ नहीं आता।
Yes, yes. So she says that. So she was saying that she's been feeling this urge to have a reading of the Guru Granth Sahib, which is the sacred text, the presence of the Sadguru itself for the Sikh religion. But she's saying that I don't want to read it just like a ritual, you see. She wants to get the essence of what is being said. And yes, for this you have my full blessing because this scripture, the Guru Granth Sahib, is very, very, very much in resonance with what is being shared in Satsang. In fact, being in Satsang will actually help you to realize the essence of this beautiful scripture. And whatever help you need, we are there. Omkar is there and Shiv is also there. All of them can help you to, if there are some paragraphs which you feel you don't understand. As you know, my Punjabi is not the best. So, so maybe one of the others can also help me with this. But this is very beautiful. I would very much enjoy. In fact, if you can find the text and you post it in some of the groups and you say this part is not clear to me, I'd be very happy to look together with the entire Sangha and see what the essence of it is, and we can do a little bit like that. We can do a little bit of translation, a little bit of delving into it. Who? Who said? Oh, Jogan said, yes. Yes, so Jogan says you can get the translated versions also, but sometimes it's good, because the translation sometimes has a different quality. Not to say it's inaccurate or something, just it can seem like qualitatively a little different. So even the translated version we can look at together in the satsang if you want, and we can look at in our groups on Facebook also. I'm very happy because I feel it's a very, very beautiful scripture. And you have my full blessing to have this reading, and we'll work together. We'll look at it together as well.
थैंक यू फादर। मैं अपनी तरफ से पूरी कोशिश करूंगी रीड करना स्टार्ट करूं। मैंने डाउनलोडिंग वगैरह कर ली है, लेकिन बस समझ नहीं आता, कई बार कुछ क्लियर नहीं हो पाता मीनिंग। मैं वो सेंड कर दिया करूंगी ऐसे ही ग्रुप में और क्लियर कर लूंगी मीनिंग। थैंक यू फादर। मूवी मम्मा।
Hey. Yes. You're completely welcome to share it in the groups. You can also, in fact, if there's some beautiful translation of the essence we capture nicely for some of the verses, I'd be very happy to share it on Facebook, and I feel it will be very helpful to many who would love to read it as well. Thank you also very much for being in Satsang today. Sadguru Sri Mujiji ki Jai.
Sadguru Sri Ananta Ji ki Jai.
Jai.
Thank you. Now, before we go, does Nitya also want to share something?
I'm probably a total failure here in Satsang.
Yeah.
Because huh?
I said same here. The failures are the ones who are blessed with the presence of God to share.
I actually don't understand what this awareness, beingness. I used to understand it. So it was a time I don't know anymore. I probably understood it, but
now it's just, when always is spoken about this, I'm just sitting here and trying to understand something, and it's just impossible. And it's just, and I'm asking myself, why are you in Satsang? Why? I have no idea. And the only thing what I can say probably is that it seems like I get more and more crazy, or not me, but craziness is more and more playing out here in form of really uncomfortable personal things, or personality is playing out very strongly, or a lot of anger and all this stuff, a lot of emotion, and all this stuff is it's just like these personalities which are here are very strongly emotional and and always judging, and but I don't really mind, I just don't mind, and I'm just, it's just seeing through more and more what it's just what is it's just what is coming up. It's just what is coming up and going and coming and going, and probably will never change this weird things which are coming up, and all this emotional stuff. A lot of fear arises, but even panic attacks, but I don't mind even that. I don't mind even that. So, and it's just what is just happening somehow, and and this total failure to understand it. Anything what is spoken is so funny. Yeah, I really have no idea. Thank you. Oh. I pressed the wrong button here.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much once again. Satguru Shri Muji Ji ki Jai.
Sadhguru Shri Ananta Ji ki Jai.
Jai.
Okay.